All right, so today we're going to be taking a deep dive into some really fascinating research coming out of UCSF and TUM.
Really cool stuff.
And it has to do with engineering immune cells to protect healthy tissue.
Wow.
Without having to suppress the entire immune system.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so this has huge implications potentially for treating type 1 diabetes.
Right.
It could revolutionize organ transplants, even cancer therapies.
Yeah, this is really a paradigm shift, I think, in how we think about the immune system.
Yeah, so before we kind of get into all the specifics, though.
Sure.
Can we just take a step back and lay the groundwork? Why is this such a big deal?
Yeah, definitely. So I think the first thing to understand is just the power of the immune system, right? It's our body's defense system.
Like our security system.
Exactly. And it's constantly on patrol looking for anything that could be harmful. And it's usually really good at its job.
Right.
But
sometimes it gets it wrong.
It can get a little overzealous. Like a security system that's accidentally set off and starts, spraying the whole house with fire suppressant.
Okay, so a little overzealous.
Yeah.
But how does that then relate to things like diabetes or needing an organ transplant?
Right. So in those cases, the immune system is basically misidentifying something that's supposed to be there.
Okay.
Like the cells that produce insulin in your pancreas.
Oh, great.
And it attacks it as if it were a threat. In the case of an organ transplant, the immune system sees the new organ as foreign and tries to reject it.
Right. Even though it's meant to save your life.
Exactly. Yeah.
So right now, to combat that, the solution has been immunosuppressants, basically hitting the mute button on the entire immune response.
Exactly.
But that comes with its own problems.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It leaves you vulnerable to a whole host of other things. It's like shutting down your whole security system just because one sensor is malfunctioning.
Yeah.
You're essentially trading one problem for a whole host of others.
Right.
And so this new research offers a completely different approach. Instead of a system-wide shutdown, these engineered cells can target specific immune responses.
Okay.
It's more like a team of highly trained specialists that are dispatched to deal with this specific threat.
So tell me more about these immune cell specialists. What makes them so unique?
Well, what's fascinating is that these engineered cells can operate with incredible precision. They're designed to produce specific proteins, like cytokines, which act as messengers to regulate and kind of soothe the immune response.
Okay.
Think of it like sending in negotiators to de-escalate a conflict.
So instead of suppressing the entire immune response, we're teaching it to recognize friend from foe.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
That's brilliant. How do they do that, though? What kind of negotiating proteins are we talking about here?
So there are two main players in this cellular peace treaty. One protein acts as a calming influence, directly counteracting that overactive immune response.
Okay.
And then the other one's more like a sponge. It soaks up the inflammatory substances that are fueling the attack.
Oh, so a two-pronged approach. Calm things down and remove the fuel for the fire.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. But have these engineered cells actually been put to the test?
Oh, absolutely. And the results are really, really promising. Researchers have been studying their effectiveness in mice with type 1 diabetes.
Okay.
And what they found is incredibly exciting.
Let's talk about those findings then. What happened when they introduced these engineered cells into the mice?
Okay, so the researchers transplanted human beta cells.
And those are the cells that produce insulin, right?
That's right. They produce insulin into the mice. But here's the key. They also introduced these engineered immune cells that were specifically designed to protect those transplanted cells. And what they observed was that the engineered cells successfully shielded the beta cells, allowing them to survive and function.
So they basically created a protective bubble around them.
Exactly.
So that they could do their job without being attacked by the immune system.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
That's incredible what happened to the mice who didn't receive these specialized cells, though.
Well, in the control group, the mice that didn't receive the engineered cells, their transplanted beta cells, were destroyed by their own immune system pretty quickly. So it really highlights just how effective this targeted approach is.
So this is starting to sound like a potential game changer for diabetes treatment.
Absolutely.
But I'm guessing the implications go far beyond just diabetes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
The potential applications are truly vast. Think about the possibilities for organ transplantation.
Yeah.
Imagine a future where patients don't have to rely on those harsh immunosuppressants that essentially keep their immune system in a constant state of suppression.
It would be life-changing for so many people. No more constant worry about infections or those long-term side effects
Exactly.
that come with suppressing the immune system.
Right.
But how could these engineered cells actually help in that scenario?
Well, with organ transplantation, the biggest hurdle is rejection, right? The body sees that new organ as a foreign invader, and the immune system launches a full-scale attack. These engineered cells, however, could be trained to protect the transplanted organ, essentially teaching the immune system to accept it as part of the body.
So it's like creating a sort of immunological ceasefire around the transplanted organ.
Exactly. And not only could they prevent rejection, but these cells could also address other complications that often arise after transplantation, like graft versus host disease.
Oh, right.
That's where the transplanted immune cells actually turn on the recipient's body.
Yeah.
It's a delicate balancing act.
So these cells could help to fine-tune that immune response, ensuring that the transplanted organ is accepted,
right,
while also protecting the recipient's own tissues.
Exactly.
That level of precision is just mind-blowing. It makes you wonder what else these cells could do.
Oh, the possibilities are truly astounding.
Yeah.
Let's shift gears and talk about autoimmune diseases. These are conditions where the immune system, for reasons we're still unraveling, starts attacking the body's own tissues.
Right.
Think rheumatoid arthritis, where the immune system attacks the joints.
Yeah.
Or multiple sclerosis, where it attacks the nervous system.
And right now, treatment options for those diseases are often pretty limited.
Unfortunately, yes. Current treatments often involve broadly suppressing the immune system, which, as we've discussed, comes with its own set of risks and side effects.
Right.
What's so exciting about these engineered cells is their potential for targeted intervention.
So instead of a system-wide shutdown, you could potentially send these cells in to protect the specific tissues that are under attack.
Precisely. Imagine being able to engineer cells that specifically protect the joints in someone with rheumatoid arthritis.
Right.
Or the nerves in someone with multiple sclerosis.
Wow.
It's like sending in a specialized repair crew to fix the damage and prevent further destruction.
That's a game changer. It could revolutionize how we approach these diseases.
It really could.
But we've also talked about cancer and these CAR T-cell therapies that are already showing a lot of promise.
Right.
Where do these engineered cells fit into that picture?
That's where things get particularly interesting. CAR T-cell therapy involves reprogramming a patient's own immune cells to target and destroy cancer cells.
Okay.
It's showing incredible results, but one of the major challenges is that these CAR T-cells can sometimes attack healthy tissues as well, leading to serious side effects.
So in a way, it's kind of the same problem we've been talking about, the immune system going a bit rogue.
Exactly, even with good intentions.
Yeah.
But what if we could engineer these new cells to work in tandem with CAR T cells?
Okay.
Acting as guardians to protect healthy tissues while still allowing the CAR T cells to effectively target the cancer.
It's like giving those CAR T cells a set of very precise instructions.
Yeah.
Go get the cancer, but leave these specific areas alone.
That's a great way to think about it.
It's incredible to think about the possibilities.
It really is. This research is truly groundbreaking. It's changing the way we think about interacting with the immune system, moving away from brute force suppression and towards a more nuanced and targeted approach.
It feels like we've just scratched the surface of what these engineered immune cells can do.
Oh, yeah.
We've talked about diabetes, organ transplants,
right,
autoimmune diseases, cancer. The potential is just vast.
And remember, we're not just talking about treating diseases that already exist.
Right.
Imagine the potential for preventative medicine.
Oh, wow.
What if we could identify individuals who are at high risk for developing certain conditions and intervene early on with these engineered cells, preventing the disease from taking hold in the first place?
So get ahead of the curve instead of always playing catch-up.
Exactly.
Instead of treating the symptoms, we're addressing the root cause.
Here's the idea.
So for our listener, what's the biggest takeaway from this deep dive into the world of engineered immune cells?
I think the key message here is one of immense hope. You know, we are entering a new era of medicine, an era where we can harness the power of the immune system, not just to fight disease, but to potentially prevent it altogether.
That's a powerful thought.
It is.
It's a powerful reminder that even in the face of these really complex challenges, human ingenuity and scientific exploration can lead to these extraordinary breakthroughs.
Absolutely. We've come a long way from those early days of simply trying to suppress the immune response.
Yeah.
Now we're learning to speak its language, guide its actions, and use its incredible power for good.
And that's something worth getting excited about.
Definitely.
As we continue to unlock the secrets of the immune system, Who knows what other seemingly impossible feats might become possible?
Yeah.
Maybe even in our lifetime.
It's a thought-provoking question, and one I hope our listeners will continue to ponder what other frontiers of medicine could be unlocked by harnessing the power of these engineered immune cells.
Right.
What other diseases might we one day be able to treat or even prevent?
It's an exciting time to be alive, that's for sure. And as always, we encourage you to stay curious, keep exploring, and never stop asking questions until our next deep dive. Keep those brains buzzing.